Hello and welcome to the final round. I'm Stephan Bonnar, your host, joined as usual by Mr. Matt Holt and special guest today, none other than the New York badass Phil Baroni.
Hey.
Thanks for coming on, Phil. Very enthusiastic. A lot of news going on. Big fights coming up next week. Next week, we're really going to hammer the deals, the steals, the value on the undercard. But this week, we're going to cover the main fights as well as the latest breaking MMA news from our insider / correspondent, Matt Holt.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've had a lot of news this week. First of all, we lost a great fight on UFC.
Cerrone.
Yeah.
Staff.
And look, that was the most wagered on fight, despite the fact that it had two main events, an interim title fight and a title
So
fight.
you guys had to do some refunds.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some refunds. And look, he's always a great addition to the card. You're getting an exciting fight.
Yep.
Someone's getting banged out.
I was
and
looking
Robbie
forward to
Lawler
that. Lawler, too.
It would have been an unbelievable fight. That would have been a great fight.
Yeah.
I thought in that fight, Lawler had a big advantage, the bigger fighter, the stronger fighter, fought up a weight.
Fought the
Hendricks
tougher guys.
Yeah, he's
over
definitely
the years.
been much tougher fighters.
Fighting the 5-round title.
That was a good fight for Lawler to get him back on track.
And it was going to be an
name, good
exciting
fight.
way because someone was going down. Yeah.
Probably Cowboy.
And now,
probably.
The biggest news probably, Conor McGregor is going to fight Khabib and none other than Russia.
Oh, those are the talks right now, and coincidentally, that's going to cost me a lunch bet.
After he, but he might knock out Floyd, and he might be fighting.
Floyd again.
He might be fighting
Pacquiao.
Riddick Bowe. Well, Vander Holyfield, heavyweight.
Yeah, it's interesting that, look, Dana White came out today and said it was Conor who wanted that fight. And I wasn't sure Conor was going to jump back into the octagon because after you make all that money...
They probably said here's an extra lot of money if you go to Russia because there's so many people there and they all want to see Khabib, but nobody wants to fight him, and they have a giant stadium, a giant arena.
Making that kind of money?
I don't know. Floyd's hungry. Always. So that's what's great about it.
I mean, I'm sure that'll do big numbers over there.
Huge.
Conor
How many
versus
people
Khabib.
are on Russia?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, that place.
Interestingly enough, I saw, we started to put odds together for it just in case they make an announcement right around the Mayweather fight time. And I saw some offshore odds come up on it. And of all the odds I've seen so far, the consensus seems to be Khabib a very slight favorite over Conor McGregor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, around -115, -120.
I'm way bigger than Conor McGregor. I know Conor McGregor is really, and I train with Khabib. He's super strong.
Yeah.
And when he locks his hands around you, you can't get his ass off.
But Khabib can't spell defense.
And he can't strike, really.
He's not a striker
Not
at
a
all.
hard guy to hit. Michael Johnson was lighting him up like a Christmas tree.
But it didn't hurt him.
Yeah. It looked like
But
he
it-
stumbled
he
him a
felt
little
a
one
few of
time.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he gets a hold of Conor,
Conor,
he's gonna
Yeah, but his
manhandle him.
takedown defense isn't as good as Michael Johnson. It's not even close. And I believe in Conor is way smaller and he can easily blow through him. Like say me fighting you, I'll just blow through with a double leg. That's what
you
probably
can't take me down.
That's what he can probably do.
I'm so tall,
Just
you'd lift me up and my feet would still be
I would
touching the
I would just run through you. I'll just
way
run
deep
through
on
you.
me, lift me up, and there I'm still on my toes.
Yeah,
I'm on tippy toes.
I mean, Chad
I would
Mendez
run
did
through you.
take
See, I
Conor
should-
down pretty easy. I'll
Yeah.
give him that. The
So-
one wrestler he fought. took him down twice.
Yeah.
I think Khabib smokes him.
And hey, Khabib's a
He's
huge
not gonna-
155.
He's not going to strike with him. He can't even
Can
make
Khabib
55.
make
He can't even-
55? Yeah, that's the
He's not going to strike with him.
I mean, he will for all that money, I think.
Yeah.
Not strike with him, though.
That'll feed his
No, he
family
won't.
and all their relatives for a long time.
Listen, this is this. Look. I want to say something. Khabib is a throwback MMA wrestler. He's Mark Coleman. He's Dan Severn. He's Randy Couture. Not even Randy Couture, because Randy Couture kind of fell in love with the striking. He believed that he was a good striker when whatever. Khabib, I don't give a fuck about striking. I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to ground you and fucking pound you. Almost like a John Fitch.
Well,
The old John Fitch. I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to ground you and pound you. I'm going to overwhelm you. I'm going to
Overwhelm is
I'm
the
going to
better
out
word.
physical.
Because he gets a lot of submissions just because he's so strong.
Just guys give up their neck. Or
Guys,
they give up
just
their
one out.
neck.
They're
All of a
just-
sudden, they're on the
they're
ground like
just
this.
done.
Before they were
He
like
beat
this.
Michael Johnson by a Kimura. Who wins by Kimura nowadays? Nobody. But Khabib's so strong. He cranks your arm
Super
back
strong.
there. You're scared
And
he's going to
it's
break
a strong guy
And
move,
also,
too.
and a lot of these guys, too, when they're getting beat up for 30 minutes or whatever, 5 minutes, and the Kimura's on, and they could maybe fight it, or they could just have it. because they don't want Khabib on him anymore.
Well, yeah,
Get him
before
off me.
Michael Johnson got Kimura, he was just being abused by Khabib.
He was.
Yeah.
it
So
was
so
getting
how
ugly.
would Conor not be abused like Michael
I
Johnson?
think I'm gonna
We'd
wait.
have to land the punches early.
Okay, Khabib's minus money now, and I think I'm going to wait after Conor knocks out Floyd Mayweather. I think
Oh, no.
Khabib's going to go to plus money, and that's when I'm going to take Khabib.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, our liability has gone up on average 10% per day every single day on Conor McGregor since this started. And our liability now, right now on Conor McGregor is over 400,000. Obviously, we know some big money is going to come in on Floyd come fight week, but I'm 92% of the tickets we've written thus far on Conor McGregor.
Wow,
And I
that
don't
is
know, and I
crazy.
feel like it's the most mispriced
Yes.
sporting event ever. I mean, Floyd was 1-35. You had to lay
Against
$35
Berto.
against a world champion boxer. Now he's 1-6 against someone who's never had a boxing match. It's amazing.
Oh, boy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Put some money down.
Well, think about this. It's
0-0 pro
it's-
boxing. 0-0.
0-0.
It's almost like this. Okay, someone's a great wrestler. They're a great Olympian wrestler, and they throw him in there with Nogueira. You know what I mean? He's probably going to submit him because
Yeah.
he never fucking did it. Well, he never boxed.
That's right.
What's the difference?
I mean, look, we saw James Toney come over. Randy Couture embarrassed him in
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
the only boxer I ever remember having any success, and it's hard to consider it success because Tim Sylvia was so shot by that point. But Ray Mercer, the old
Mercer knocked
heavyweight
him out.
champion,
Yes.
came in and knocked out Tim Sylvia. But with heavyweights, it seems a little more feasible. You're not doing all that footwork.
And
You're just
that's
throwing bombs
Mercer's
anyway.
style, like, go to slip under that jab and come with the overhand. Right?
right.
That's was his
Yeah.
boxing game all those
Yeah.
years. He's a puncher. Those little gloves on. Ooh wee.
And Tim Sylvia was thinking that he was the puncher because he's knocking out law school all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a puncher too. No, not really.
No.
So tomorrow, if you want to bet on some action, well, this weekend, the fights to bet on are World Series of Fighting, and they used to be called World Series of Fighting, and now the new name is
PFL,
Professional
so the Professional Fighters
Professional
League.
Fight League, like
Yes.
NFL, PFL, Professional Fight League, and I believe those fights are Saturday.
No, they're tomorrow.
They're tomorrow. They
Friday
are.
night,
That's
yeah.
right. The weigh-ins are today. Fitch looks great for him. John Fitch is the main event in that fight, and he's a minus 315 favorite against Brian Foster. And I'm not about laying $100 down to make 30. I don't know about you guys.
Well, the thing is like this. How does Brian Foster beat Fitch?
He
So-
catches him just like Johnny
so-
Hendricks did. That's
Well,
his
Johnny
only
Hendricks
shot.
knocks everybody out. How many people have this guy knocked out?
Foster's
Foster's
like,
a banger.
He's knocking guys out. He's like Johnny
Foster's
Hendricks.
knocked people out.
Well,
he probably not as much as Hendricks, but
not
he's.
as
I
big
mean,
as Johnny,
you're
that's
asking
for
how he's
sure.
going to win. This is his only hope. He's
Yeah.
not going to out
He's
wrestle
not nearly.
Fitch,
He's not nearly.
out-grapple him.
He's not nearly as good as
He's
Johnny
not going to
Hendricks.
outpoint Fitch.
And
He's
Fitch,
not going to win decision
and
against
Fitch
Fitch.
looks like he's the best he's ever been. So it's an easy fight for Fitch, I think. So if you lay 350, you don't. What did he say?
315, 315.
Yeah, so
200?
you weigh $315 to make 100.
Yeah. So what? It's found money.
Risk
Don't you
reward.
understand? This is why.
Risk
This
reward.
is why they make odds. So people
Okay,
think.
and
oh,
you're the kind of guy who goes and finds those type of bets. I'm the kind of guy who finds
The
the
underdog
bets with
bet
a little
that-
more
They
that-
said it
value.
was found money when Michael Bisping fought Luke Rockhold too, and one right hand later,
It's-
1,300 to make 100 on Rockhold, and then he was sleeping 30 seconds in.
Sometimes those things do happen.
Yeah.
You never know what the hell is going to happen in there.
I mean, look what happened with Michael Chandler.
do
We
that.
all thought
All
Michael
these-
Chandler was a lock
Yeah,
against
yeah,
oh
Payman.
my
got
god!
And then he got kicked in the leg. His
and
leg
broke
goes
his
limp,
leg.
and his
Freak
ankle.
occurrence, you know. And just like everyone, I was joking about
But
Conor
to
earlier.
your point,
but
it's going to take something freaky, probably.
Yeah.
everyone, knows Floyd's going to beat Conor in a boxing match. But I'm not about to lay down, $1,000 to get $100 back, something like
That's
that.
a lot
Just,
bigger. It's a lot bigger odds on the last
Yeah.
fight
It's
we're
not
talking
worth it to
about.
me.
I
But
think
Fitch-
the over here.
To
don't
compare
you
that
like
to
the
John
over?
Fitch, I think John Fitch is going to win. So if you really think he's going to win, this is how you play this game. If you really think he's going to win, you bet on him. If you really think, it doesn't matter the odds, he's going to win.
risk reward. You're risking that much money.
That's not how you think, though. Is
Yes,
Fitch
it
going to
is.
fucking win? Yes. How much?
That's a whole strategy.
How
The
much
beauty
do
of the
I?
game.
How much do I think Fitch is going to win?
Risk
I think he's going to win.
reward.
I think he's going to win.
If they fought 100
90%.
times, you think he wins 90?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, but there's a 10% chance he could lose.
Yeah, but okay, so it's like betting.
Those are my kind of fights.
Nah, you're not a
I
gambler.
like the
You
over
gotta-
in this one a little bit. I think
There you
John's
go.
probably going to
These are
hold him
more-
down.
Yeah.
I mean, John never really goes for a lot of finishes. He's not a big striker. I think Brian Foster coming up in weight is going to have a lot of trouble hurting John, probably.
So
There
it's a-
you
it's
go.
A nice decision win for
Yeah.
John Fitch.
Yeah, if you
And
bet the
look-
over two
So
and
you
a half
bet-
rounds in a 5-round fight, then
That's
then
right.
from 315 it goes down to minus 180. I'd consider that. That's more my type of
Yeah,
bet.
I like that one
You
better.
should bet Fitch to over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to bet the over because I think it
Yeah,
probably
yes.
gets the round. I think
I
it
like
gets
that better than-
halfway into a 5-round fight.
And that's really all we're doing is
That's
comparing.
weird though. Why would the why would the
Minus
why would the
315 to
underdog be
minus
2.5 on
180.
the John Fitch fight?
It's just, look,
you know what I mean?
historically, MMA fights end. Things happen. People get choked out.
Yeah, but
They-
when was the last time Fitch finished anybody, and when was the last time this kid finished anybody?
Foster does finish people at lightweight. Obviously, we don't know at welterweight.
John
This
Fitch
is
isn't
him
finished that
moving up.
often, is he? Especially by lightweight.
No, not a big
No,
finisher,
I
but
mean,
John
he-
Fitch isn't finished
over's a good
often.
bet in this fight.
Yeah, over. I like the over.
Yeah, I like the over.
And on this card,
If the guy's not a finisher, how could he beat Fitch? We probably can't. So you probably could bet and take the big bet.
Over's price.
so there you get. If you take Fitch straight up, it's minus 315. If you take the over, minus 180. I like the over in this fight. I think it's a better bet. I think Fitch is going to win, but that's what you're trading in for. Minus 15 for minus 180. I like the minus 180. Other than that, on this card, your buddy Herman Torrado's a huge underdog against Zeffirino. And why do you like Torrado in this fight?
I like that. I like that upside. He's strong. He's in unbelievable shape. I just believe he's going to win this fight. I think he's going to take him down the ground and pound him.
And this
I think he's
is
going to throw big bolos on his feet and has the opportunity
Oh.
of catching him, but he's going to get on top. I believe he's going to get on top. I believe he's going to be on top. He's the bigger, stronger guy, and he's going to fight off the takedown. I know he's really good against the cage. I know a little bit about the guy. He's really good cage tactics.
all right. Put it this way: if you only have $100 to gamble with, and it's either put it on Fitch to make $30 or put it on Torrado to turn it into $300.
I put it on Fitch.
All right, and then you're walking away with 30.
It was
It's sure
130.
money. It's sure money.
I will say, I watched the weigh-ins, and Torrado, to Phil's point, he was
He's huge, he's
significantly
strong.
shorter, but he was huge.
He's really strong. I think he's going to get his hands on his kid and manhandle him.
I haven't seen him. I
He's
just
gonna
saw him at the
manhandle him. Yeah,
weigh-in.
he's gonna manhandle him.
I've seen Zeffirino fight a few times, and he's okay.
So if you guys are watching the PFL, the underdog to keep your eyes on
I
is
tell you.
Herman Torrado. He's a big underdog now, 3-1. And hey, if you could get him for that kind of money, why not?
The one underdog, too, that might be worth taking a shot at here is Carlos Fodor. And if the name Fodor seems familiar, it's because his younger
One
brother
FC,
is Phoenix Jones, the superhero out of the Seattle area who actually dresses up as a superhero and goes out and tries to fight crime. That's not an MMA gimmick. That's what he does. And those two brothers actually fought, and this is the better MMA fighter of the two. He beat his brother, the superhero. This one doesn't think he's a superhero. He just wants to be an MMA fighter. And Jason High, who did fight in the UFC, who has fought in Bellator, who's been around, he's now 36. He's lost a couple. He doesn't look like the same Jason High we're used to seeing, so I wonder at this point.
And he's a huge favorite.
Yeah,
He's minus
it
360.
just seems like a little too high. Maybe because his name value. He fought in UFC, he fought in Bellator. People have
Yeah,
seen
name
his
value, nobody knows
name
who the guy
value.
is.
That's right.
Oh, I know this guy.
So I might throw just a few bucks down on Fodor. I saw him whip his brother,
is this
whatever
the
that
Fodor
means.
that fought in ONE FC?
Yes.
Yeah, he's good, Fodor.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
the
he's not
Fodor.
bad.
Yeah, he's a good Fodor.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's not a big striker, but he's really good in the ground.
So he's another huge underdog. If you had to pick one underdog to bet on, Matt, who would it be, Torrado or Fodor?
I don't know anything about Torrado, so probably Fodor. At least I have seen him fight and win in WSOF before.
All right, and hey, man, if you could get him at 3.5 to 1 dog, that hey, it's my kind of bet. I might just look him up, put a little money myself on him because I like turning, say, $100 into 350.
That's what she said.
So next weekend, the big UFC card, we're going to touch on the main fights, and then next week we'll clean up and go through the undercard, let you know where the best value lies on that undercard. But the main event, Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko. And hey, man, you could get Nunes, who won the first fight, as a slight underdog. What's going on?
Look, unbelievable. I have a ticket. I actually posted it on Twitter. It's in my jacket right now, or I'd grab it. But I'll, hey, will you grab that? I'll grab it in a minute. But I bet Amanda Nunes at minus 115, and I thought, wow, what a great price
deal.
I got. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And that line is completely flip-flopped. Shevchenko was the underdog this week, and everyone is all over Shevchenko, and everyone that I know that bet Shevchenko has said the same thing to me. Amanda Nunes faded in the first fight, and Shevchenko won the third round.
But that's something you could fix.
That's right.
But it's a 5-round fight.
That's right. And when the both women were fresh, the first fight,
she could take her punches, though.
but Nunes pounded her for 2
She
rounds.
knows she can take it. I mean, Nunes is a super hard puncher. You know what I mean? You see that?
Yeah.
In UFC. She was able to withstand it.
I don't know.
So
I
she's-
like Nunes.
I don't.
You like Shevchenko?
Yeah. She's hot.
Nunes won
She's
the
way
first
hot.
fight.
I like Felice, nice ass. Schmeichel can shake that ass. We'll go with her.
He likes Shevchenko. Yeah, I just like.
ever see
Here's
her
my
dance?
ticket.
We've
You
seen
ever see
this.
a
Here's
dance?
my bet on
We've seen-
You ever
Amanda
seen her
Nunes.
dance? I'm gonna get her.
Shevchenko.
Yeah, she can
She
dance
dances
her ass.
good.
Unbelievable. I want her at the Legends.
What has worked for me in betting on fights is, hey, if you already seen that movie, just ask yourself what happened the first time.
Didn't we just do that with Ryan Bader, Phil
We
Davis?
sure
hey, we
did.
saw this movie,
She
and we
faded
saw
in
the
the
same
three-
movie
same
in a
exact
5-rounder
movie.
as we did in a 3-rounder.
She faded in the
the same.
3-round fight. Now it's a 5-round fight.
Yeah, but can't you make the case that in a
And
3-round
the
fight,
reason
when you
that
dominate
Brazilian
the
money,
first 2,
the Brazilian money isn't in yet. You know what I mean? I think that those odds are going to move a lot when it gets close to fight
So,
week.
hey, if
My
I could get
opinion,
Nunes
my
as an
opinion,
underdog right
where's-
now,
where's that-
I'm
where's
gonna-
that-
here, so
where's
I
that
don't know
money
that there's
coming
going to be
from?
the Brazilian money coming in here. We don't usually see a big influx of Brazilian money in Vegas. I mean, the fight's here next week.
Maybe fight fan money. I mean, no one's. I've seen Shevchenko.
I do
nobody's
think, to
seen
your
her.
point,
You know,
we'll get
who's seen
public
her?
money on Nunez.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
she beat
everybody
Rousey,
knows
she
that.
beat
Yeah,
Tate.
she beat Rousey.
Yeah.
And she's seen
Yeah.
her win.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen this little chick win.
So
Yeah.
the
Except
moral.
that against Holly Holm,
Yeah,
'cause
but-
that was like in a main event
The
fight.
moral of the story is bet a Nunes now before those odds go back to her being favorite. Right now, she's at underdog money. Hey, it's a
up-
steal.
yeah, in my
She
opinion.
won the first fight. She beat the piss out of Shevchenko for 2 rounds, gassed in the third, but she's
And
going to
it's
be a
a
little
fi-
more
it's a
patient. in this
5-round fight.
It's a 5-rounder. She's
She
going to be
took
patient.
the best Shevchenko could offer.
And I think, yeah, and when you could get a rematch where the person who won
For
the
extra
first
rounds.
one is a dog for no reason.
And all she
that's,
done is since
A rematch
since,
for extra
that's
rounds.
a deal.
Since the first fight, let's face it, it's not like Nunez looked bad. All she did is knock out Misha Tate and knock out Ronda Rousey. It's not like she came
No,
out and
she's
looked
getting
bad
better.
in 2 fights. I mean,
getting
come
better.
She's
on.
been looking, she's
Yeah.
been looking good, but yeah, we'll see how her gas tank
I mean,
is
you
if
have
she
to have a
can't
better
finish
reasoning than, oh,
Valentina.
Nunez faded in the third. She faded because she hit her so many
I
times
said
in the
I like
first
the way
2
she
rounds.
shakes her ass. Did I say that? Did I start the thing? I said the way she dances.
No, I mean, but most people say it's
Well, I
because she
don't,
faded.
not most people.
Hey, look, the ass theory worked last week.
Yeah,
with Eric,
exactly.
so-
I'm on this one.
The Brony ass
yeah.
theory
Next
for
week.
gambling. Brony likes Shevchenko. Me and Matt are going with Nunes. And hey, if you could get
don't
her
know.
for plus money, why
The
not?
hot.
Yoel Romero, Robert Whitaker. It's pretty much a pick 'em right now. And I'm kind of liking Whitaker in this fight just because he has a reach advantage. He does great when he has a reach advantage. I'd worry about him going against a long guy like the former champion and
Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold. But in this fight with a reach advantage, a good jab, I kind of like him. But you like Romero in this fight,
I love
Phil.
Romero. He's one of my favorite fighters. Super explosive, dangerous from everywhere. Unbelievable wrestling. Unbelievable wrestling. The only thing, he's older now, and when you're older, you just can't take the
He's
punishment.
40 now,
Yeah,
right?
You just can't.
40.
But he looks like he's 29, and,
looks
he's,
great.
and athletically, he doesn't look like he lost a step.
Well, to his point, he always tells me, and I try to take this into consideration, that's not how old you are, it's the amount of big
mileage.
wars you've been in.
Yes,
And
and
he
low
just hasn't been
mileage.
in that many fights.
No,
What does he have,
yeah.
11 pro or 12 pro fights at
Yeah.
40? He just hasn't been
So,
in that
yeah,
many.
you're right. Not a lot of mileage on him.
And to his point,
And he's
his,
never been
his,
knocked
like,
out.
Fast muscle.
Fast twitch.
No, he's been
muscle
knocked out. He's been
is
knocked out.
unbelievable.
He's been knocked out. I was there in Strikeforce
He did, yeah.
for the title against the Brazilian.
Oh, against Fei Zhao.
Yeah, the Brazilian.
Yes.
But anyway, the way he wins is he gets his kid out of there quick. Flying knee, big overhand right. You know what I mean? Something spectacular early.
And I'm not sure
He'll
can.
definitely
I think he could take him down, too.
and take him down, but he can't
Yeah.
finish him on the ground.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? You can
right.
take him down. He's the type of fighter who's kind of like, I feel like I was. I was a great wrestler. Like, why don't you wrestle? Why do you never wrestle? Because I can't fucking wrestle for fucking 3 rounds. A wrestle match is 5 minutes, and I could hardly do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be the Olympic champion if I could wrestle for 5 minutes hard. Wrestle about 2.
Yeah.
So why do you don't use wrestling? Because I'll be exhausted.
Yeah.
You're trying not to get out in the first round. So you know what I mean? I think it's a similar situation.
See, he's explosive. He has a dangerous flying knee. We've seen him take a couple people out of that. But, hey, Whitaker's not going to be shooting. In order to hit that flying knee, you got to take a shot. Whitaker's going to be working around behind his jab, and it's going to be hard to hit. That's why I like him in this fight. It's pretty much a pick 'em now. You like Romero. I like Whitaker, Matt.
I don't know. The problem with me betting, I wanted to bet Whitaker, but I missed the boat. I could have got Whitaker at plus 130, and now I have to lay minus 120 with Whitaker. I don't like that.
Whitaker's the favorite?
Whitaker's the favorite
Well, if
now.
you look at
it, a dog.
Yeah.
Whitaker looks
Slight.
super adorable, and he looks like he just wear him down. And he looks like he'll be there after 3 rounds, and right to 5-round fight.
Yes.
He'll
5-round
be-
interim title.
He'll
fight.
be there after 3 rounds, and then it's over for.
Look, I
Romero.
thought Jacare was going to take Whitaker down, and Whitaker really impressed me with just how
Jacare-
physically strong he's got.
Jacare
He
can't.
moved up.
Jacare
can't
did take
anything
him down, and he got right up.
Yeah, Jacare is not
Whitaker
wrestler
got
at all.
right
He
up.
can't,
I was like,
he
no
can't
one
wrestle
gets
at all.
up
I
from
wrestled him at
Jacare.
Couture. He's terrible on his wrestling. No, he is really. Olympic
it's
wrestler,
gotten better.
Olympic silver medalist compared to a dude who got better at wrestling.
But a lot of
Yeah,
Romero's wins
he's
have
a-
been strange. Like, he was losing every round to Derek Brunson,
Yeah.
smashed him late with a punch.
Yeah.
That fight with Tim Kennedy where he sat on the bench and
Yeah,
looked like he
was
couldn't
hurt
get
at-
up.
Yeah, he was hurt.
And then
yeah,
he'd get up and-
stalled himself.
Yeah, and then he got up with
got
the
extra
energy
recovery
and-
time and knocked out Kennedy.
And then he looked like he was losing to Weidman. Then he hits the flying knee
flying
from
knee,
hell
and
that
he
just
won that
blasts
one,
his head
so-
off. It's just strange. One-shot wins.
How does this kid compare to Weidman?
This kid's
He
the
can't wrestle
best
like
boxer
Weidman,
in the middleweight
But
division.
he can't wrestle like Weidman.
No, he's not. No.
No.
Does he have wrestling?
No offensive wrestling. Defensive wrestling only.
Take that defense.
Defensive
That's not
only.
going to work
Yeah.
against Romero. I think
think
I like
it's a true
Romero
pick-em.
for a knockout, or if Romero.
I was thinking Whitaker would be the underdog in this fight. Well, he opened the underdog at plus money.
He did.
And the moral of the story is, hey, when you could get an underdog at some good plus money, you got to get it early.
If we all would have bet Whitaker last week at plus money, then we wouldn't be sitting here this week wondering what to do. We'd take Romero now at plus money and guarantee ourselves a profit on a fight that's a pick 'em.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
And we
I
missed
like
the boat
Romero.
last week.
I like Romero anyway.
That's the advantage to sometimes betting an underdog early, because if the other guy becomes a favorite, now you bet him as an underdog and you get both sides at plus and call it a day.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
That's how you bet.
And now, also, just like Nunes Shevchenko, moving down the card, we got Verdun versus Overeem. This will actually be the 3rd time they fought. The first time was way back in 2006 when Overeem was a little guy.
Yeah.
They fought again a little over 2 years ago, and Overeem
was a
pretty
medium.
much
He was a
handled
medium
him.
guy then. He's a
Medium guy.
medium guy now. He just moved there. He wasn't Ubereem. He was like now.
Overeem was able to win a decision no problem against them. How does Verdun win this fight?
This is what I think. I was really thinking about this fight on the way over here. Verdun has a newfound confidence in the striking. He never had it before. In the first fight, he just kept trying to take.
But
take
could that
people
work
down.
against him?
Yeah, he could get knocked out if he thinks he. You know what I mean?
He's like, I'm
he's
not-
not Junior Dos Anjos.
Not
You know
Mark
what I mean?
Hunt.
You're not. You got lucky with Mark Hunt.
He's
getting
he's
thrown
going to be
around.
like, I'm going to stand with Overeem and I'm
Yeah.
going to outbox him.
If he does that, he's getting knocked out.
Well, he got knocked out by Miocic. Same thing. First round. Miocic
he-
planted him.
And what did he do? He ran in wild with his
Yeah.
chin up. Got
Yeah,
counterpunched.
that's why I see Overeem winning this fight. I cannot
I
see
think
him
Overeem's
getting taken
ground
out.
game's
How
gotten
did
a
you
lot
think
better.
Overeem? Yeah, he's got a great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He always
Yeah.
had a good ground.
And
Yeah.
Verdun he's not the best wrestler. I think he's going to
Overeem.
have trouble getting Overeem
Yeah,
to
how
the
would he get
ground.
down?
The 3-round fight, Overeem's not going to gas out in this fight. It's going to stay standing. I think Overeem either knocks him out or picks him apart.
I do too. He's younger. At this point, he's actually improved the last few years. He was always a great kickboxer, Overeem, but his ground game got better too.
Has this line moved at all?
Yeah, it has. It
His-
opened
look,
minus
look,
120.
I don't want
and
to
it's higher.
correct you, but his ground game was always the strong suit.
Yeah.
When he was in Pride, he was guillotining everybody.
Vittori guillotine him.
Yeah. He always had a good ground game. He was the Netherlands guy that knew jiu-jitsu, so he got into Pride. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when we went to K1, he had it. They showed what he had when he was younger, but that's what he was.
I
you
see
know what I mean?
Matt's point since he's been at Jackson. Seems like
Yeah.
he just tightened up his. He's going to be a hard guy to submit. He's going to be a hard guy to get down to the mat and see if Verdun does manage to get him down, which I don't think he is. It's not going to be as easy as you'd think for Verdun to
And
submit
it's not
him.
a big price delay around the 130,
Yeah,
140
it's not
range.
bad.
I mean, it's almost
not
a
bad
pick 'em
money.
fight
Yeah,
odds-wise.
I know. If it moved from minus 120 to minus 130, that's 10 cents.
Yeah, that's
I'm
okay.
cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm with
I
you.
like
Yeah.
sorry, I like Overeem.
And I think
fight.
this one might be one you want to bet early because I could see now with no Lawler Cerrone to kind of take some of that
Yeah.
non-main event money away. This one's going to become the
And
highlight.
Overeem's a bigger name,
Yeah.
and he won the first one, so I think this is good. We're going to see
He
this
won the
at
second
least
one.
at
He
minus
won
150.
the second one.
Higher,
All
I
right,
think.
sorry, the second one. The first one was
The first one out there tried
11
that.
years ago.
He first one out there and tried to out jiu-jitsu him.
And he got Kimura.
Yeah,
That was in
yeah.
Pride in
You know what I
2006.
mean?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't that guy. Then he
But
became a
Verdum,
striker.
that's
yeah,
Verdum, too.
yeah.
And I think Verdum, look, at some point we all hit our athletic wall, and Verdum looked like he started to be on the wrong side of it lately. He did not look, he looked really slow against Miocic. When he was trying to circle away on the fence, it was like slow circling.
Yeah, he is
And
up
just
around
got
40 years
clobbered.
old now.
I thought he looked horrible against Hunt. I really thought
And
he
he
looked
looked
horrible.
really bad against Miocic in the title fight.
But he looks
he got
really
knocked
bad all the
out.
time.
Yeah.
He looked really bad before he caught Fader in the triangle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He always looks really bad. He's not like he's not like the scariest dude.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true,
He's
that's
not
true,
like Brock
that's
Lesnar or,
I mean, he was
or
a huge
Vanderlei
underdog
Silva.
to Cain Velasquez when he pulled the upset
He's
in
not
Mexico.
scary, so you can't don't let him don't let that fool you. You know
Yeah.
that dumb face he makes and shit. He's really a rough dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So to recap it, UFC next week. Hey, if you could get Nunes at pick-em money, I think it's a deal. If you could get Overeem at a minus 130, I think it's a good deal. Now is the time to bet these. Those lines are only going to move farther away from Nunes and Overeem. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting on my CG Sports app right after the show, and I'm betting those now. And tomorrow, the World Series of Fighting, now the Professional Fight League. Probably not worth it to just get fish at minus 15, but at minus 180, going over 2.5 rounds, there's your value. Going down the card, Baroni likes the underdog, Herman Tirado against Zeffirino. He's a 3-1 dog. Phil thinks he's trained with him strong. I think there's a lot of value
He's
there.
out physical.
And Matt thinks there's a lot of value. And Fodor being a minus another 3.5 to 1 dog against Jason High. Hey, and those are my kind of bets. Finding those underdogs that people don't know too much about and doing your homework and making some easy money. So for Phil Baroni and Matthew Holtz, I'm Stephan Bonnar. Good luck this week, and hopefully you're a little richer next week when you watch the final round.